Okay, so I borrowed this little baby here from the local library, and it's a rhythm composer. No, I'm not a musician. I just sometimes borrow stuff like this and just want to see what it does actually. So obviously you can compose rhythms. As you can see here, it reads bass drum, snare drum, low tom, mid tom, and so on. So that's just for drum rhythms. Yeah, I do not have a manual for that, but I know you can factory reset it if you hold number 2 and then you turn it off. And now we turn it on again, and now you see it's starting. And I'll try to put something in there before. Now just let's hear how it works. So basically, I'm not sure if they still use that today. Maybe they do it, but I guess before we did it all with our computer, you could actually design a bass line here. Now you see here we could make it faster and slower. And then as you can see, let's say we once have our sound, which we have programmed, and then you can push a single button here. And then we have that instrument for a few seconds. And then you can kind of fine tune each of these instruments. So which means by level, you can actually make it louder or lower. So you see some of them are now louder, and then with decay, so as I said, I'm not a musician, and this video is not about really to explain that instrument to you or that rhythm designer. It is just actually to demonstrate, because I didn't know what that makes, how they maybe still do, or how they did these bass lines in the past. So it's a pretty small device. I'll show you around. So you see it has a little speaker included, but of course you would have an output here, and also for your phones, and then there would be a MIDI in and out. And the funny thing is, it actually comes with a integrated stand. You see the speaker here, and what's also pretty cool, you can actually run it off batteries. So that's actually pretty neat. And if you don't need the stand, you just can honestly fold it flat like so. And then the instrument would be, or the Rhythm Designer I should say, would lay flat. So, you know, I'll show you the factory reset again. So you see it's gonna go to the factory reset, and as far as I know, we did not do the correct reset. Let's just do that again. So most of the programming should be gone after that factory reset. And the factory reset of that device, and that's the only thing I know about that device, is done once all LEDs are flashing, and we should reach the latest LED in a few seconds. So that's a pretty nice light show here. Now we can turn it off, turn it on, and now we are in factory reset. And we have a shift button here, which means, you see, sometimes we have different modes here. So you would actually hold that shift button to get to some of these modes. And to my understanding, you can program 4 different tracks in here. And then, as I said, you can change the sound of every single instrument. And then you see we can either get rid of an instrument or actually make it louder. And then you can see here we also can kind of change how the instrument sounds. Okay, so we just have one instrument running, and if we put the level up, you see we can bring each instrument back to life. And for instance, if you like this one, that sound, you can make it actually louder, as you can hear. And we are not gonna do that. We just put them all on the same level. And then, of course, you can program a pattern. That's what you hear, what I've done before. And we are done with this one. So let's go to the next one. So basically, that's what a rhythm composer does. I'm actually, as you see, I'm not going into details here because honestly, I just wouldn't know them. But pretty cool. You see how one could make these drum bass sound effects with a teeny tiny machine like this one. And you can even just change the sound. And kind of you can do your own, how should I say that, create your own techno sound. And so what I want to encourage you, since I said I have no clue about this Rhythm Designer, but most libraries, like I here, you just can get these devices and play around with them. And so just learn a little bit about some instruments. And I'm going to read the manual. I have to download it, and then I'm going to play around with this a little bit more. But to be honest, I just actually like the look of it, the how it's blinking. And yeah, so that's the Roland TR-09.